Well, joining me now is the Conservative MP, Chris Philp, and from the Central Lobby of Parliament, the Labour MP, Rachel Reeves. Chris Philp, first, are you really happy to target people with dementia, learning difficulties, diabetes, or are you saying enough is enough, like some of your Conservative colleagues?
Well, let's be clear. Under the Conservatives, spending on mental health provision has doubled to 11.5 billion compared to what it was under Labour, and total spending on disability-related benefits has increased, even after accounting for inflation, from 45 billion to 49 billion. That's an 8% real terms increase, and it will continue to rise with inflation for the duration of this Parliament. Now, I've looked at the details of the rulings that we just talked about. It's in Schedule 1 to the 2013 PIPs regulations. And to be clear, people who have psychological problems like anxiety or phobias, and as a consequence cannot travel, will continue to receive help. Where the government wants to sort of reassert its original intention is people who can travel but suffer from some anxiety.
But it will nevertheless result in restrictions on people with things like dementia, learning difficulties and diabetes. I mean, are you really happy to do that, to restrict their access to these benefits?
Well, let's be clear. No one, not a single person who is currently receiving a certain level of PIP payment will get a penny less.
And but the court wanted to widen the access to those benefits. The government's saying no.
Yeah, well, the court wanted to increase the payments to a certain group of people, about 160,000 people, beyond what the government, and I think on my reading, Parliament had originally intended. What the government wanted to do is make sure the money goes to those people who most need it, the people who can't travel. But of course, you know, it is very important we invest in mental health treatment, and that's why spending on mental health treatment has doubled under the Conservatives.
Rachel Reeves, the most needy will still get the help, and no one who's currently getting PIP's benefits will see their previous total cut. Are you therefore persuaded?
I'm not at all persuaded. What we're seeing, and what Chris will see as a constituency MP and I see up in Leeds, is that people who are currently on the disability living allowance, who are being moved to the new benefit of personal independence payments, are seeing their support being cut, whether that is their money that they get through the personal independence payment or access to a motability vehicle. We know that almost half of the people who have moved from the disability living allowance, the old benefit, to the new personal independence payments, almost half of those people have lost their access to a motability vehicle. And so it's just not true to say that people are, no one is losing out. People are losing out every day because of the changes to these new benefits.
OK, but implementing the rulings, the government says, would have added £3.7 billion to the benefits bill by 2023. Is that a spending commitment that a future Labour government would endorse, can I take it?
Well, what you're seeing at the moment is that people are being moved from an old system to a new system, and that system has been designed to save money rather than to give the support to people that is needed, and that's the wrong way to design support for people with disabilities. The way you should be designing support for disabilities is to start with the person and make sure that they get the support they need to live an independent life, and that's not the way it's being done.
What Rachel Reeves said just then is simply untrue. Total spending on the DLA and the PIP together has actually gone up. On the PIP, a third of people get the full rate. It was only a quarter under the DLA. But the most important measure of all is, can we help disabled people back into work? And 400,000 people with disabilities have been helped back into work over the last 2 years. The employment rate amongst people with disabilities has gone from 44% up to 49%. And I'm proud that it's a Conservative government that has increased spending on disabled benefits and also helped those people back into work.
Rachel Reeves.
Well, it's absolutely important that people who can work are working and given the support they need to work. And it's disappointing that some of the access to work schemes have been cut back by this government. But there are also people who aren't able to work, and they also need to get the support that they're entitled to live fulfilling and independent lives. But if I take an example of somebody in my constituency, a woman who had had a stroke, has a young family and also holds down a job, she lost her motability car when she was assessed, when she moved from the old disability living allowance to personal independence payment. She's now worried about whether she can balance holding down a job and bringing up a family with her disability. And I think that is just the wrong decision. It goes against the grain of fairness and decency, but also it's short-sighted on terms of the government, because a woman who was going out to work is now at risk of losing that job.
OK, Rachel Reeves, Chris Philp, thank you very much for joining us.